back to my channel. So happy New Year's to you guys. I can't believe the year is completely done, and I hope you guys had a fabulous Christmas with your loved ones, and I hope you ate and ate and ate, because I sure did. I ate. I took advantage of everything on the table. But today's video is going to be one of two elephants in the room. The second elephant, I don't really know if we're gonna get to discussing, because the feedback that I've been getting from some of you guys are a little very judgmental, so I don't know. But the second elephant, which is my teeth, I'm going to actually talk about today. I actually did not think you guys cared what was going on in my mouth, but a lot of you guys on my Snapchat have been, even here on YouTube, have been asking for me to make this video. Initially I wasn't going to, because I honestly did not think that any of you guys cared about me closing my gap, but it looks like a lot of you guys are actually interested in the procedure that I have been, I've been going under. What am I trying to say? You guys are interested in the process of this, because I think a lot of you guys actually want to do this, so that's why I'm making this video. A lot of you guys on Snapchat, now if you're not following me on Snapchat, girl, come on over. Snapchat and Instagram, guys. If I'm not active on here, I am so active on Instagram and Snapchat. Make sure you come on over, okay? Some of you guys also have noticed from previous, like some of my previous uploads, some of you have made some comments, and some of you probably just don't care, but this video is definitely for those who have been asking and wanting me to do it. So this is for you. I hope that you guys love it. So I'm just basically going to share. I'm gonna be all over the place. I don't have this in any particular order or anything like that. So as you can see, if you've been following me for a while, you guys know that I had a gap tooth. I mean, it's still kind of there a little bit, but the bottom is completely closed. And it's only been 3 months. So I started this Invisalign treatment about in July, end of July. It's been July, August, September, October, November, December. It's been 5 months now. It's been almost July, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. So it's been about 5 months, because I started end of July. So it's been about 5 months. Wow, time does fly. My treatment is a total of, I think, a year and a half, 15 months. So I have about 10 more to go, or 12 more to go. I'll check the trays later. So the treatment that I'm actually undergoing is Invisalign. So Invisalign is kind of like braces, but clear braces that you can remove. So it's not like the traditional braces that kind of stays on your teeth and you have to keep it on till the remainder of your treatment. But with this one, you have to, you can keep it in and take it out. There is a bit of see what I mean? You cannot talk when you have this thing in. You're gonna have a lot of lisp, and your words are gonna sound really, really funny. In my previous video, I think I said, instead of palate, I said palate. You guys didn't catch on, unless you're not watching my videos, but I said palate. There's a lot of words that I'm not able to say, or I say but sounds really funny, and it's because of the trays on my teeth. So I'm gonna be all over the place. I do apologize. Let me show you guys how that works. So back in July, now let me just put this out there. I honestly loved my gap tooth, but I started noticing that it was getting wider and wider and wider. Now I was initially never born with a gap tooth, believe it or not. Like the people who know me can attest to this. Even my aunts have been asking my mom, like, did she always have a gap? I was never born with a gap, but if you've been following my channel for a really long time, you will notice that when I started my YouTube channel, I did have a tongue ring. I had a tongue ring, I had my tongue pierced, and what I was doing is I was putting the rings in between my teeth. So I was literally making space in between my teeth. I would like force it in. Sometimes I put like my nails in there. I'll just be kind of playing with it. So I guess as I was doing that, it was moving and shifting my teeth. My dentist did notice it about 2 years ago, that the bottom of my teeth was getting very loose. This one right here was extremely loose, that it was almost going to fall out. So he told me to remove my tongue ring, and that was like the turning point for me, because I love my tongue ring. I thought it was really cute. My teeth was still getting wider and wider and wider. I'm gonna try to insert pictures somewhere in the video so you guys can see, or I'll leave links of my previous videos so you can actually see for yourself how wide my gap was. It wasn't even only at the top, but it was top and bottom. It went straight across, and the top was just extremely wide. Now I started becoming very insecure with my smile. I wasn't smiling a lot. When I did talk, I wasn't talking as much as I'm talking now, opening my mouth wide. I was always like kind of very, conscious of how my teeth look. And Of course, YouTube will make you, when you're insecure about something, honey, let me tell you, people, the trolls on YouTube will definitely let you know about your insecurities and your imperfection, honey. I used to be called that's a different video, okay? People were pointing out the gaps and the spacing and recommending that I go to dentist, and I already knew that this was something that was bothering me. But the fact that some of these YouTube trolls would just keep nipping and just jabbing, it was one of the reasons why I said, you know what, I'm gonna get this done. Like, I'm gonna get it done. So basically that's one of the reasons why I decided to do it. One, because the bottom of my teeth was very weak and the spacing was getting wider and wider, and I was becoming very insecure. So I said, you know what, if I can fix it, I'm gonna fix it and be happy with my smile. If you're following me on Snapchat, you know that I smile a lot now. I literally take pictures of just my teeth, literally just smiling. Okay, let's get into the video. I don't want this to be too long. So I do have Invisaligns in. Let me show you what Invisaligns look like. So when I had 2 consultations with 2 different clinics, and the one that I picked, the reason why I picked the doctor that I picked is because he specialized in just Invisalign. So he's not just the ortho dentist or just specialized in he's specialized in just that specific treatment. And so this is how the package comes. It comes in the box like this. Okay, on my first consultation, I made the decision that I already knew I wanted to do it. So when I made the decision to go with that specific clinic, they took an x-ray of my mouth that day. What they do is that they take x-rays of your mouth and they send it off to have the plastic made for different stages of your treatment. They send that off, I think, somewhere in the States. It takes about 6 weeks to come in. Once it comes in, they book an appointment for you to come. During the x-ray process, you have to get your mouth, they have to check your gums to make sure that it's not weak, it's healthy to undergo the treatment. Once they check, then everything is fine, nothing needs to be, you know, nothing else needs to be fixed, then they'll go ahead and book an appointment for you to come. However, if there is anything, if your gums are weak or they don't think that, you know, if you're gonna have a problem with that, they're gonna have you fix that first before you move on to the Invisalign treatment. So it took about 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, I was called in and then I was given this. On my first 6 weeks, let me show you guys my first tray. I actually threw away, I have 24 trays in total. It comes in a package like this. Every 2 weeks you need to change your trays. So what the trays does is that you have one tray that your mouth gets used to, and then 2 weeks it gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Today is actually one of the days that I have to change my trays, and I haven't put that in because I'm going to show you guys how I remove and put them in. I've actually gone a whole day without it. I think it should be okay because I've actually slept without my trays before, so it shouldn't be that much of a problem. Okay, so it's in there. So this is actually my first, let me just cover my personal information so you guys don't see that. So this is how the tray looks like. It's dated for you. So yeah, so this was my first tray. July 27 of this year is when I started the treatment. So my first tray, so it has all the, I don't know if the camera's picking this up, but it has like 1 out of whatever amount of treatment you have. So mine says 1 out of 24 trays. So in there, once you take out the tray, let me show you how my first tray looks like. So this is how it looks. It comes like this. So this is mold to fit in my mouth. If somebody stole this, which I hope obviously nobody would want to put something that I put in my mouth. If somebody was to steal this, it wouldn't fit their mouth because it's mold to my mouth. Do you guys see my gap for my first tray? I don't know if you're seeing it, but it was extremely large. The spacing, and even at the bottom, this is how the trays look. Even at the bottom, you can see that it was really spaced out. So I'm keeping things just for, you know, as a souvenir, just to look back on if it is working or not. I mean, it is working because I can see the difference right away. So that's how it works every single week. So the doctor determines based on your teeth how many trays you're going to need. For me, I needed 24 trays. Now initially I was interested in the veneers. I didn't really understand how the veneers look. I just knew that it made your teeth really white and pretty. I inquired about the veneers, but it looks what I was told is that because my teeth, everything else in my mouth was straight and I just had spacing just at the 2, I would have a bunny tooth if I decide to go with veneers, because what they're doing is that they're going to insert over the front teeth, and if I wanted to close it completely, the space, basically whatever they're inserting, the piece of whatever that they put over the teeth would have to be big. So I would have a bunny tooth. That was a no-no for me. So that is why I turned to the Invisaligns. Now I also didn't want metal in my mouth. Now I didn't want metal. I was very like conscious about it. I already have an insecurity in my mouth. I felt like maybe the metal, I just didn't want the metal. And also the doctor said I didn't need the metal because I didn't have bad teeth. It was just spacing that needed to be corrected. So the Invisalign is not a treatment that's going to be for every single person. If you have like it's good for like overbites or just spacing in your teeth. If you have like overlays on your teeth, it's probably not the best thing to go for in terms of treatment. You definitely want to look into the actual metal bracelet as it pulls it together. It's better. You're gonna have a better result. If it's just for spacing, then I definitely recommend it because it will pull your teeth together. In terms of the pack, so in the box, the doctor gives you, I think, a month worth of treatment, and every two months I have to go back to the doctor. They want to make sure that the treatment is working and that you're actually doing what you're supposed to do. Okay, now the tricky thing about this is that every single time you have to eat, you need to remove your Invisaligns. It needs to come out completely. You need to brush your teeth after you finish eating. You can keep it on when you're drinking water and juice clear drinks. Man, listen, I have drink pop with this. I've had stains in my mouth, but I knew because I was gonna have to change it every 2 weeks, it was okay. That's the only thing that's a little annoying, having to remove it, especially like when you're in a public place. I have to like go to the bathroom, wash my hands, stick my hands in my mouth, take it out. The good thing about it is that within your package, just so that you don't misplace it, they give you a little like a store. I had two of these, a red and a blue one. I don't know where the red one is, to be honest. So you basically keep your trays in there, and in there it gives you a reminder. In here it says optimal wear 22 hours a day. So you're supposed to keep your trays in 22 hours. There's 24 hours in a day. You can only have it off 2 hours. So if you need to have your snacks, you need to have your dinner, just make sure that you're timing yourself and you only have it in for, you know, you have it out to a duration of 2 hours for the whole day. I'm not gonna lie, there's been days I've had it out for like almost an hour at one point. And I've had times where I have gone to bed without it in, okay? So I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's just, ugh. And this is just something that's lately. Like in the beginning, I was very, you know, very on point, doing everything I'm supposed to do. But about lately, I've been kind of taking it off, forgetting about it, just snacking on things and stuff. If you want to lose weight, this is also another good thing for you to lose weight, because it's gonna stop you from snacking in between meals. Because just the fact of having to brush your teeth every single time you eat, you're gonna be like, oh, I can't be bothered. You know what I mean? Especially when you're out and about, you're not gonna want to eat because you don't have water to brush your teeth when you're outside, you know? So it's another way to also lose weight. I think that is one of the reasons how I've been losing weight, because the thought of having to take it out already stresses me out. In the package, you also get a little chewy. It's like a little foam that every time you put in your tray, you bite on it. So it makes it tighter. To be honest, I've only used this like twice when I first started the treatment. I feel like my trays are extremely tight that I don't need it to be tighter. So I don't use this anymore. But it's good for someone who doesn't feel like it's fitting properly. You just bite on it and it pushes it through. Within your package as well, you get a little wax pack. What this wax pack does is that sometimes, depending on your trays, it could be touching your gums and it will scrape your gums and it can hurt. So what they do is that they give you a little, let me show you guys, a little wax where you kind of roll a little ball. I cannot take this off with my nails. Okay, there we go. So it's like a little wax. You just peel a little bit off and you roll it into a ball, and you just kind of put it on the tray and put it in so that it protects your gums, so that it's not scraping. I think I've only had that problem with like my third tray where it was hurting my gums. As you can see, the tray, like the wax, I've only used like a little bit since I've had my treatment. So I haven't had any problem with having to put wax around my trays for it to fit. In terms of the pain, this is a question that I do get a lot, if it hurts and whatnot. I had one moment on Snapchat that I had a migraine when I first put on my tray. It hurt like it hurt so much, and that's because your mouth is used to a certain tray for like 2 weeks, and you're automatically going in and putting another one which is supposed to be tighter. So when you put it in, it hurts a lot. That's the only thing that I've experienced, is that every single time that I put in a new tray, it hurts a lot. Like it hurts a lot, but it's only for like few minutes, and it kind of like, the pain kind of downsides a little bit. Some people say it goes on for a couple hours. For me, luckily, it's only like maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and then I feel like my mouth and my brain kind of gets used to the new feel, and then it's okay. Other than that, it's completely fine. Another thing that I have noticed with the tray is that as the days goes by and it starts to get looser, I start to feel it in like the root of my mouth and the bottom of my mouth. It starts to scrape a little bit. So that's how I know sometimes when I forget that my new tray date is getting closer. Whenever my mouth starts to, when I start to feel the scraping of my mouth, it kind of reminds me, okay, it's kind of like a reminder to me that, okay, it's almost time for your new trays to go in, because it gets so weak that the trays become like it has more room in there that it starts to scrape the bottom of the roof and the top of my mouth, if that makes sense. Another thing that I did also get installed in is called buttons, attachments. Let me show you guys. I don't know if you can see, but I have like attachments. Sorry, I have lipstick on my teeth. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take this off anyways. I need to toss it. I have a new tray that needs to be placed in today. But as you guys can see, I have like attachments. They're like little buttons. And actually, let me take it off and show you guys. So it's like little buttons. And what these buttons does is, it basically, so this is my new tray. As you can see, I'm on tray 12 out of 24. Tray 12 out of 24, and it's also dated for me here December 28th. So this needs to be changed. The buttons was actually placed in 1 month after my first two trays, or a month and a half. What it does is that it helps the tray to snap on. So it's like, you know how braces has the little metal thing that kind of pushes the teeth through? So what that does, like, they put clear braces. It feels like rocks on my teeth when I first had it, but when you have it in your mouth, I think after like 2-3 weeks, you kind of don't feel it anymore. These buttons are going to stay on my teeth for the remaining of my treatment. You don't feel it at all. Like, you don't feel it. Like I said, when you first get it done, it's new in your mouth, so it does feel kind of rough. But right now, I've had it for 5 months. I don't even notice at all. But every time you put in a new tray, it basically snugs it, like it clips in. So it helps it to stay in place. They're called buttons or attachments or whatever. Let me go ahead and show you guys how I remove it. I'm going to try to see if I can get a closer look. So to take it off, I have to use so my nails actually does come into use for this one. I was told to use my fingers, my nails, to kind of do from the back so that it doesn't hurt. So I use my finger and then I put it through the back of my mouth like this. Pull. And then I take my hand. I'm gonna. Did you hear that? The little click? It's from the button. I'm sorry this is nasty for some of you guys, but a lot of you guys want a detailed video, so I'm gonna take out the bottom one as well. And then like that. So let me show you guys. I don't know if you can see the buttons, but as you can see, my gap is much smaller. We'll get in there. Like I said, I have a whole year and a half to go. This is just 5 months treatment, and I will try to insert a picture somewhere so you can see where I started from and how bad my teeth was in terms of the spacing. I almost want to keep the top of my gap, but I'm also scared that, you know, with all this that I'm going through, it might go back and opening. So unfortunately, I am closing the entire gap. Like I said, I was never born with this, so I'm closing the entire gap. Some of you might be really disappointed. I'm sorry, you know, it's my teeth. I have to do what's best for me. And yeah, so that's how it is. I've already opened this already because I was actually going to put it in, but I realized I wanted to film this video today. So this is my tray 12. I'm going to show you guys how I put it on. I put it in so you can kind of see how it clips in. So this is the new tray that comes out. Whenever I have a new one, I rinse it out. I take the bottom. As you can see, the gap in this one here is much smaller than the previous one that I had in. So you kind of get the concept. They kind of make it tighter and tighter and tighter. So all I do, let me try to see if I can, I don't know if you guys can see. And also this is also going to correct my overbite. So I take it like this and I put it in like that. I center it and I press down. You hear the click? Ooh! This is, ooh! Whew. Then that's the top. Like I said, I rinse it off. I have lipstick in this one too. And you put it like that. Center it. And then you cut it. What the hell? You know what I actually noticed with this tray, guys? There's a button on the inside. Tray, my 12 tray, has a button on the inner parts. None of my previous one actually had buttons. So this is probably to, I don't know. Why there's a button? And it feels really weird. Yeah, there's a button on the inside of this one. None of my previous one had buttons. That is really weird. I'm gonna ask, I guess, I don't know why they put a button on the inside. It feels so weird. Oh my god. Okay, let's try that again, guys. I'm sorry. Then you'll take it, center it, push. Oh my god, there's a button. That hurt. That feels so weird. See how my speech has completely changed? My speech has completely changed. Okay, guys, so yeah, there's a button. I don't know. See, this is on me. I'm doing this all on camera. I don't even know that it was gonna be a button on that, but there's a button on this one. I don't know if this is supposed, I don't know what it's supposed to do. Another thing that my dentist also have been doing is that after 2.5 months, I get spacing put into my teeth. So what it does is that when I first started the treatment, the first 2 months, the doctor realized that my teeth was moving really quickly, and so he put spacing on this side and on this side. And when I went back another month, the spacing had moved over, so he basically put more spacing. So you get drills, like it's really quick. It doesn't hurt at all. You just kind of feel your teeth having sand in your teeth, if that makes it. Just they kind of space it out with like some sort of a drill. It doesn't hurt or anything, like 2 seconds. So what it does is that, I guess because my teeth is like overlapping, I have an overbite. So as they're putting the spacing in, it's pulling the teeth together and correcting the overbite, if that makes sense. And then when I go and they notice that the teeth has pulled together, they put more spacing so that it drags it back in. So that's what he's been doing. So far I had 2 times I've had spacing put in. 2 times? So the first 2 months, the 3rd month, and the 4th month. I think, yeah, the 4th month. My next appointment is in January. He said he's gonna see how the teeth has moved together. He might put more spacing in. The good thing about it is that my teeth doesn't need to be sanded or anything like that. He doesn't think that I need any sanding, so he doesn't need to like sand my teeth or anything. The only thing is just the spacing that needs to be put into place to help my overbite. So yeah, now let me show you guys how I clean it. So in the morning, you do have to clean it every single time you brush your teeth. So you have to make sure that you carry mouthwash and a toothbrush in your purse at all times. When you go out, you need to brush your teeth. And the reason why it's so important that you brush your teeth every single time that you eat is because you have plastic over your teeth, which is, you know, being covered by moisture underneath and stuff. So imagine you have food in your teeth, and then on top, and you're placing this plastic thing on top of your teeth. You're going to introduce bacteria, and then that's how cavities and everything is going to be formed, right? Because it's kind of like you're trapping food underneath the plate of the plastic. So that's why they say that it's very important that you brush your teeth at all time. That's something that I honestly try to do. As lazy as I am, I try to brush them, because I cannot try to pay this money to fix this teeth and then have cavity and then have to pay more money to do that. Okay, so that's something to also keep in mind. How to clean it is that I use the Denture, what is this thing called? The Antibacterial Denture Cleanser. So this is what I use. I bought this from Walmart. It doesn't have to be expensive or fancy or anything like that. This has about 78 tablets in here. This is my 2nd tablet, and this is how it looks. There's about 6 in each packet. So every morning I just rip one off. I put it into warm water. It turns really blue, and then I take out my trays and I put it inside the the little cup or whatever glass that I have specifically just to clean these things. You drop it in there and I just kind of leave it, brush my teeth, go have breakfast, and when you come back you know that it's completely clean because the water turns completely back to regular clear water. I also like to use my toothbrush and just kind of clean the inside and just to make sure that it's completely clean. Like I like to just go in and just use an extra, like another toothbrush that I have, just to kind of clean it with water and just brush the inside on the outside of the tray, and then I pop it right back in. So I really think that I've covered everything. Like I said, if this is something that you're interested in doing, you know, I think do it for you. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I know how it feels when I just know how it feels when people are constantly picking at something that is very obvious to you that you're insecure about. Like, that's something that bothers you. And like I said, all this comes with being on YouTube. People are gonna find something to pinpoint on, but that was definitely one of my insecurities and I wanted to correct it. And I'm really happy that I made the decision to correct it. I love the way my teeth has already starting to look. So I know that once my treatment is finished, I'm going to like it. Another thing my doctor did say is that after my treatment, I'm gonna have to put in retainers. Retainers are definitely just like what I have in right now. Just put it in so the teeth continue to stay in place so it doesn't spread. Now, he didn't say how long I'm gonna have to keep the retainers in. I guess forever or whatever. I don't know. He didn't say, but I am gonna, once my treatment is done, I am going to have to put retainers in just to kind of keep everything in place. But I do like the way that the tray makes my teeth look extra white. I don't know, it's really weird. So yeah, I hope that I covered everything. Guys, leave your comments below. Let me know if I missed out on anything, and if there's anything else that you want me to answer, let me know. Yeah, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I love you all as per usual, and happy New Year's again to all of you guys, and be safe in whatever that you're doing, and I love you all. Take care. Bye bye.